physical life into this team, and his energy, his excitement. I think everyone's feeding off it. The offensive line feeds off it. The defensive line feeds off it. They're watching it from the sideline, watching him make all these plays. And I think just tactically, he's done such a great job on third down, extending drives with his legs, making them huge plays, allowing that offense to get down the field and put themselves in position to score. Basically a human battering ram, but he's having some big time games in a 3-touchdown game against Philly 2 weeks ago. Giants get Jared Slayton back today. He's missed the last 2 games in a game. That's good news in the wide receiver department.
I hate Cam Scatterbush so much. Can't stand him.
Looks like it's going to be on the Giants.
All right. This is great. Again, YouTube. I can't see the comments. I'm gonna have to go to an actual live feed. So if anybody comments on anything, might be delayed a little bit. But glad that I was late because I missed the first home run touchdown by Saquon Barkley of the season. Hey, we've only been waiting 8 weeks for it, but we finally got it. Looked like last year's Saquon Barkley, which was good. Finally. I was housing a Chewy bar, and I was like, I just lost track of time. Get him. Nice job. Jalix Hunt has really, really come on this season. All right. I'll be able to go on TikTok live in 25 minutes when my ban is up. All right, 3rd and 10. Dude, it was like a Sirianni Brian Johnson type play. 3rd and 10, and you go for a wide receiver bubble screen that gets easily sniffed out. At one point, I feel like I'll say this a few times. I actually like Brian Daboll, and I wanted Brian Daboll as the coach of the Eagles. And I am so happy that Brian Daboll is not coach of the Eagles because not only is he arrogant and smug, but he's just not very good. I think that HBO special was a really, really good look into all of that. Oh, the security guard took a tumble. Maybe that's the key. Maybe I don't go live and Saquon takes off. I have Saquon in fantasy this week. I have him every week, but this week's big because I have Quentin Johnson. No one cares about fantasy, but we got a commercial break. I got Quentin Johnson on my team, and he wasn't even targeted in his game. And then the guy I'm playing has AJ Brown. He's out, so yeah. I don't know what is going on with YouTube. It's really frustrating because normally you can see the live interaction in the YouTube studio, and you can't for whatever reason, and it's really, really annoying. But I'm hoping this is a really easy game, and they just go out and they hammer this team like they should have done 3 weeks ago. Yeah, still something went wrong. GTSY. What does GTSY mean? I don't feel like looking it up. Get the Saquon, yes. Great to see you. Great to see you? Is that what GTS is? Did we just figure that out together? If it does, yeah, okay. Yeah, GTSYU. How about that? I figured that one out. I went to college. I'm educated. Could you imagine if they had a college class on just abbreviations? And that was it. There's a whole test on it. Sorry, my dog's here. Trying to see what he's getting into. Anyway, what's going on? Eagles up 7-0. They're about to get the ball back, which is good. Okay, well, what are you doing? It's always something every week. It's either my dog or my kids. It's good when I turn my head, you can really see how bad my hair is. If this course doesn't already exist. I think it's Ohio State or maybe Ohio. There's a college in Ohio that has Ohio in the title. I think it's Ohio State, where you can name your own major. And you can get a doctorate in your own major. You can just like make it up basically. And then from there, you can go, and if you have a teaching certificate, I think you can just, even if you don't, because you don't need to be a teacher to be a college professor, you can just go and teach it. So you can like create a major in like TV, or in that. You obviously have to do a thesis on it and on all that. But once you end up completing it, chances are you're probably the only person in the country that does it. And then you just need to find a college that will actually accept you to actually teach it. Anyway, that's a really long-winded way of saying if it exists, you can create it. Wow, did a horrible job explaining that. Anyway, go Birds. All right. Good first one again by Saquon. 5 yards, 5-yard pickup. Feeling good, feeling fresh. Again, Saquon. He's going to turn the corner. He's going to get a bunch of yards. That is not Saquon. That is Tank Bigsby. You know it's a bad day when you're getting tanked up. I feel like, okay, obviously his name isn't actually Tank. That's a nickname. But for a second, if you could entertain me here. If his name was actually Tank, like if it was, what is his name legally? But if his name legally was Tank and his name is legally Tank Bigsby, you have to be a unit. You can't be me. Me having the name Tank Bigsby would just be ironic. Wide open. Wide open. Tank Bigsby's name is Cartavius. Cartavius Bigsby. Holding on Lane Johnson. You don't see that very often. Gerald, you can hop up, dude. Look, there's plenty of room on the couch. You can hop up, man. Go ahead. All right, 1st and 20. That sucks. That backed them up quite a bit. At least it's, first down. That negates a nice gain, though. All right. I got a feeling I'm going to hit a wall at, like, halftime. I'm, like, awake now, but it's coming. Oh, there goes Barkley again. That was probably a gain of 6 or 7. Offensive line is finally creating those holes we've been waiting for, which is good. All right. TikTok goes live. Well, the band ends at like 1:30. Yeah, for those that I have coffee. I'm good. I got my coffee. For those, for all 3 of you on here, yeah, last week my youngest always goes down for a nap. My oldest is at that age. Great gain. Huge gain. Picks up 13. So my oldest is at that age where like he's dead set on never napping. And he had mentioned early in the day, like, oh, I'm tired, I didn't sleep well. And I was like, well, then nap. So at 1 o'clock, I put them both down for a nap. But my oldest is so stubborn. He's like, fuck it, I ain't napping. So during the game on both lives, all of a sudden, under my bedroom door slides a Wawa gift card that was just in my bedroom. And I was like, this fucking kid, like I'm gonna kill him. And I was, I mean, I'm not Casey Anthony out here. It was a joke, but TikTok doesn't understand humor, especially my humor. So they were like, "Nope, you're banned for a week." So I was banned for a week. Um, love him, love the kid. But yeah, that's how I got banned for a week from TikTok Live, which was a buzzkill. So my phone's charging, and then at like 1:30, I'll go live, and to like 12 people on there, and I'll tell you, every time I like turn my head, it just like really shines on how bad my hair is today. It's not good. This is what happens. You just wake up and you just don't feel like doing. This is all just like pillow hair. Anyway, go Birds. No one cares. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Here we go. A lot of time. A lot of time. Rush. Go. Hurts takes off. Ooh, look at him. He gained an extra 2 yards by that little juke step. All right, it'll be 3rd and 5. That's manageable. Let's go. Barkley didn't even give me a chance to put. Dude, Mike, I wasn't even on here. Like, I was eating a Chewy bar and I was setting it up, but I was like taking my time setting it up. And then all of a sudden he just took off. And I was like, well, maybe this is the thing. Maybe this is like, if I'm not live, maybe then he does really well. And I have him in fantasy, so I really need him to do well this week. I need a monster game from him. I've also been hemorrhaging cash financially because every week I bet, say Eagles win, Saquon Barkley 100 yards and a touchdown. And he hasn't had 100-yard game this season. But he looks really good this game. I mean, like it looks like last year's Saquon. And looks like he picked up the first. Did he? No, he didn't. He picked up 2 yards. I don't know what I'm talking about. 4th and 3. Do you still rock the Jalen anytime tutty? I usually do, but I don't do it. I didn't do it this week. So normally what I do is I have a parlay for the Eagles to win, Saquon, Jalen, AJ all to score a touchdown. And then I'll do Eagles to win, Saquon to score a touchdown, Eagles to win, Jalen to score a touchdown. But now, oh my God, what an idiot. What an idiot. Your whole team hates you. Dexter Lawrence, your whole team hates you, bud. Jumping like a motherfucker. But now, like the casino, like they caught on to that so long ago that the odds aren't great. Oh, Tyler Steen jumped. Motherfucker. I have grown to hate him. God damn it, dude. And now you got a punt. It's either it's one of your shitty offensive linemen. It's either Brett Toth or Tyler Steen, but one of these two. Motherfucker. God damn it. And this is the thing. We've been so lucky with offensive linemen. We've been so fortunate throughout the years where even when one goes down, the guy that comes in, he's usually pretty good. This is like the first year in a while where I legitimately cannot stand an offensive lineman on the football team because he sucks. He absolutely sucks. Brett Toth, balls, sucks. Tyler Steen, pond scum. Oh my God, he hit the fucking upright. Well, it was a 58-yard attempt, so. Kayvon Thibodeau's talking? He was the 5th overall pick, and he hasn't done dick in his career, and he's talking? Was there a call or not? I thought there was a penalty. They said there was a penalty. Apparently, there's no penalty. I hate him, but he is working on it. Funny. No, man, I'm not all toothed up. No, I mean, I said it last week. If Brett Toth, I think I said it in my post game video that I did. If Brett Toth is your best option for multiple positions, where he seemed to be the swing guy, there's an issue. And it's like every injury that's happened to the offensive line, Brett Toth has come in and sucked. He's been horrible. I saw a tweet from Zach Berman that was like, Brett Toth is the best Call of Duty player. Like, okay, but that's very impressive. Can he be a good football player? Because Jeff Stoutland is not this. He's not Ann Sullivan, the miracle worker. He can only do so much, and like Brett Toth. Look, Brett Toth's a backup. My big problem is like Tyler Steen just has not been good. And I woke up today and I was thinking about it. Like they're gonna have to rounds 1 and 2 in the draft. They're gonna have to go tight end and guard. And the more likely scenario is they'll obviously end up making the playoffs. So I don't know. I don't think he is suited up today. But honestly, I didn't look because even if he is suited up, I don't think he's going to play much. But the odds are you're going to be drafting 24 back. And you're more likely to grab, I think, a guard in that spot than a tight end. Grab a tight end in the second round. But they're going to have to address both positions because you've got Dallas Goedert on an expiring deal. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem if they traded for Kyle Pitts, but he's on the end of his 5th-year option. So even then, like he's a free agent. And that's a flyer. I would have traded for him in the offseason. I mean, at this point, he comes in, learns a new offense, and then for what? So I guess not. But yeah, I mean, they're going to have to address it because Tyler Steen is not. This is the 3rd year of Tyler Steen, and he's finally taken over as a starter. And it was more of just like, look, man, you're the best we got. Wow, Dean Blandino actually agreeing with. I hate Dean Blandino. I'm gonna try to go live at the end of the first. I think like that was around the time where I got banned on TikTok. I mean, it was a 58-yard field goal. He's usually so good though on those. Oh my god, I was about to say if they don't tackle this motherfucker. He's usually so good on those long ones. It was a couple years ago where he was dog shit 30 and in. 30 and out. He was like absolute money. I said this the first time they played the Giants. I was doing PHLY's watch along with the Phillies, so that's why I didn't go live that night. And then their season ended, and the Eagles ended up getting hammered. I kind of love Jackson Dart. Now I hate Cam Scatterbo so much because I feel like Cam Scatterbo is ripped right out of Blue Mountain State, and like not a good quality, like all the bad of Blue Mountain State. He's like running back Thad Castle, absolute little meathead. Can't stand him. But something about Jackson Dart, I love that dude. And like today, like I hope he's the worst quarterback in the world, and I'm sure it'll change. I'm sure in like a year or two, I'm gonna be sitting back going like, how the fuck did I ever like Jackson Dart? There's something about the guy though. All right, 3rd and 7. Throw a pick. That'd be cool. Good rush. And he's taking off and he's gonna pick up the first down. That's the problem with him. He's a little mobile fucker. What time is it? All right, 1st and 10. I feared Dart over the next 5 years more than I feared Daniels. Wow. I think I feared Daniels more, but it was, I mean, the fact, like in the first game that they played, the fact that the Giants hammered the Eagles so much without Malik Neighbors was like a huge issue. I mean, Jaden Daniels this season has just been injured. One again, nobody cares about my fantasy football problems. I'm in 2 leagues. The one is a dynasty league. Well, they're both dynasty leagues, but the one Every quarterback is scooped up. There isn't a quarterback available. I have Trevor Lawrence and Jaden Daniels as my two like franchise quarterbacks. Lawrence is on a bye. Daniels is out with an injury. I had to pick up Quinn Ewers, the backup. Like I'm out here hoping that Tua, gets his 19th concussion, and Quinn Ewers has to come in. Like that's how bad it is. But I mean, Jaden Daniels like all season long, he's just been injured, and he'll come back, he'll get injured again. He's a very injury prone quarterback. Damn, wide open. All right, tie game. That was a busted coverage. How did he get so open? Oh, that's how. Patrick Johnson fell. Jesus, Tom Brady making Cam Scatterbo out to be like Brian Westbrook. Man, that last drive, Brett Toast getting that penalty. I mean, it was 4th and 3. It wasn't a guarantee, but like you go from it backs you up 5 yards. You figure he's gonna hit it 53-yarder. Just a total swing because of Brett fucking Toth. Where's Willie Lampkin? All I heard about was the Eagles claiming Willie Lampkin. Oh, Willie Lampkin, best offensive lineman in preseason football. Willie Lampkin looks like a little mini Jason Kelsey. Willie Lampkin. Where's Willie Lampkin? Like, is he really the best option? Brett Toth. So frustrating. These little tiny fucking mistakes. At home. Oh my God, it was at home. How do you have a false start at home on a 4th down? Is this a new Giants kicker? It is. Yes, they cut that dude. They cut that dude. I was listening to a clip from, I think it's Micro. I don't know. It's one of the Barstool podcasts with Arian Foster. And he was talking about kickers, and I never thought about this for it, but they were like, "Oh, do you ever talk to kickers?" He's like, "Never." He's like, football, all we're taught is next play, next play, next play. And as a running back or really any position, like you have the luxury of being like next play. Kickers, you don't have that luxury. Like you could literally not do anything for an entire game, and then all of a sudden, your team asks you to go win it for them, and it's one play, and there is no next play. It's either you make it or you don't. He's like, I don't know that pressure. And it really like opened my eyes to it. Like we all know, like the kicker position is probably a stressful one. But the whole next play angle, I never thought of it like that. Because obviously he's right. He played the game and knows way more about it than I do. But yeah, like Devontae Smith drops a football. It's like, okay, all right, next play, on to the next one. Kickers, you got to be like mentally strong for that. I'm not. I could never. I'd miss one field goal and my career would be over. You should see me on the bench during hockey. Like, I am a mental midget if I mess up, which I do quite a bit. All right. Thanks for the therapy session. I have to mention his name so we get him going. So, I didn't know if it was Steen or Toth because initially I thought it was Steen, and then they were showing Toth going off. So, but in the moment, I went off on both of them. Will Shipley. Will Shipley. Look at Will Shipley. Yeah, we have our own white running back. Love it. Look at him go. Yeah, I think I brought this up either on a live or one of my post game vids, but the like I would love if they could upgrade at the right guard position, but you're not going to trade for a guard mid-season. It's just it's become very evident that letting Mekhi Becton go when Mekhi Becton was only a very, very affordable deal was just the wrong move. Let me see if I can go live on TikTok now. Saquon gets like 4 or 5. All right, let's see if this works. Oh, it does. All right, we're back. We're back. There we go. All right, fresh out of TikTok jail. Good feeling to be fresh out of TikTok jail. Banned for a week. Not that it really mattered because there was nothing I could do in a week. Like I wasn't doing anything for the week. I wasn't. I was busy. Look at Tank Bigsby go. Oh, that was not Tank Bigsby. All right, third down. Got to convert. Got to convert. This is the fun part of going live on TikTok where people just jump in and then immediately are like, fuck that dude, and they jump out. They're like, I don't know who this person is, and I don't feel like looking at his face, so I'm leaving. And then TikTok will be like, invite your people to share this. And no. All right, 3rd and 4. You have to convert here because the return was so good. Good pancake block. That is not it, dude. That is not it. You threw back to the line of fucking scrimmage. And now you're going to punt. What was that? What was that decision? You're in no man's land. You don't have to punt. I guess you can go for it, but like, what the fuck was that? You didn't throw to the sticks, threw to the line of scrimmage in 3rd and 4? Oh, yes, I'm back. I'm back. Tell all your friends. So back. Out of TikTok jail. But here's my question. I have to approve that. Winnie, you asking here's my question? I had to TikTok wanted me to approve that. Take off, pick it up. Are we gonna win? The fact that TikTok made me approve that was absurd. I think they are gonna win. I think. I hope. I'd be shocked if they I felt like the first game was just them getting smacked in the mouth, and the Giants still have a long way to go, but who knows with this Eagles team. TikTok's out for me. Oh, they jumped. Get them. Can't do that. Get in there, ref. Regain order. Ugh. Anyway, how's everyone doing? I missed the so I'm live on YouTube as well. Motherfucker. Cool. Love penalties. So I was on I was setting up my YouTube channel to go live on YouTube while I waited to get unbanned from TikTok. And I was taking my time. I was eating a chili bar. I was enjoying life. And then Saquon like took off. And I'm wondering if I just not ever go live again because we've been waiting for that for weeks now. And he finally did it. So maybe I should just stop going live. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I need to look inward. What's up, J-Roll? I have my dog here. What are you looking at me for like that? What do you want? You've got food. You can go eat. This is one of those moments I wish like dogs could talk, so I knew what the fuck he wanted. But anyway, how's everyone's weekend? As we sit here and wait during a commercial break about Wawa's created your own coffee. They have a coupon by the way on the app right now. If you're like into like smoothies and stuff, $2 off. I mean, take advantage of it. Snuck in ice cream to the movies last night. That was a little bit of a struggle. I had to put it under my hoodie, like hold it with the hoodie, like hand in the hoodie pouch, holding the ice cream like that. Walked in. No regrets. I didn't use my Wawa gift card. Danny, go Birds, as always. Always and forever. Always. How are you? It's fine Sunday. My dad asked me the other day, like, "Oh, when you take the boys out." Oh, it's a commercial break, by the way. That's why I'm just spouting nonsense. Oh, for Halloween, when you take the boys out, what are you going as? And I was like, guy in a hoodie and sweats. Johnson got fired. What Johnson? Cam got him on that touchdown. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm meant to prepare myself for this game. Yeah, I'm with you. We can't do it to who Christian, who are you talking about? I don't think they're gonna lose twice. I really don't. I'd be blown away if they lost to this Giants team twice. Then again, I've been shocked this whole season on what's going on. So what the fuck do I know? Cam, who's Cam? Cam got him on that touchdown. Johnson got fired. I don't know who you're talking about. I really hope I'm gonna be like driving in my car in 3 hours being like, still, who was he talking about? No, I mean, I think I agree with you, Mike. I think the Jackson Dart thing, and they're back for the second quarter. He has them like he has them big time motivated. Like they're playing for him. I'm not overly surprised. Like I feel like a wide open Devontae Smith. Get down, Smitty. Get down the field. I feel like if you're in a room with Russell Westbrook, Jesus, hit thumbs down for that. Pat doesn't know ball. Russell Wilson, and he's over there talking about his danger witch, his Subway sandwich. And then Jackson Dart comes in and he's just like his authentic douchebag self. Even though he's a douchebag, you're like, I fuck with this guy. And you're probably more willing to play for him than Russ. All right, great game. Eagles down to the 20. Let's get some points on the board here. Hurts, Strauss back, throws. Oh, he had him too. He had both Dotson and he had Smitty. I like Smith too, especially considering that the Giants were going to draft him. Let's never forget the Giants were going to draft Devontae Smith. And then the Eagles knew that, and they were like, we're just going to jump in front of you. And then they took Devontae Smith, and the Giants traded back with the Bears. And that was a good trade for them because they traded back and they got the Bears' first-round pick. Good job. They ended up taking, I think, Kayvon Thibodeau with that pick. But they ended up trading back, but they still needed a wide receiver, and they took Kadarius Toney, who was trash. Amber, go Birds. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of Devontae Smith. Jane, he ran into a wall. It'll be like 3rd and 9. That's what I'm worried about is like just the stalled out drive. Because they'll look really good, and then all of a sudden it'll just like, wait, where the fuck did the fun go? This isn't fun anymore. It used to be fun, and then it's not. Or they'll be like, there will be fun, but there'll be a penalty on Tyler Steen or Brett Toth. Usually one of those two guys. Leem on the YouTube. NBA has me, and I thought I was done with them. I think the Sixers are going to be good this year. It's got all day to throw, all day. Just take off, dude. Just run. Just run. Just run. Damn, he took a shot. He took a shot. That should not be a flag. I'm sorry. Come on. That should not be a flag. He got hit, and he had 1 foot in bounds. Like the NFL. I know I'm supposed to be biased with this and be like, oh my God, the horror kids are watching, but like, I'm just so sick of the NFL with this bullshit and these flags that come in. It's taunting now and like, God, still, I don't think that was a flag. Then we don't do anything. Yeah, exactly. In the second half. Danny, you're spot on as always, girl. Um, Looked late to me. I see. I thought he was still in bounds. Like I always lean towards the in the moment. Like how do you hold up? And to me, he's bumping him out of bounds. Obviously, Hurts is already headed out of bounds, but he's bumping him out of bounds. But I always, on either side, I lean towards the okay, you're asking a 260-pound guy running a full speed to stop on a dime to allow the guy to step out of bounds. Like we all know Jalen Hurts, he would have stuck the football out and gotten it. I don't know. I don't blame Brian Burns on that. He's a scumbag though, but I don't blame him. That's the first down. Oh, oh. Wow. Eagles might have lucked out on that because Kayvon Thibodeau ripped that ball out. If I were the Giants, I'd be livid at this. That should be a live ball. I know I sound like a Giants fan for the last two plays, but that is a really early whistle. Are they going to review it? I don't know how you review it though. It's a whistle. If I were the Giants, I'd be so pissed off. Go Birds. Never a doubt though. Picks up the first down. What's up, J-Roll? Um, and I'll always shout out the ones that I have to approve. They're gonna make me approve your comment of please, and then you edited it. And I don't want to accept it because then TikTok's gonna probably approve it and then ban me again for another week. J-Roll, the people seem to like you. All right, dude. All right. Enough. Enough. This isn't OF. This is TikTok Live, my guy. On YouTube, it's even like he's just staring at me. But yeah, for those that don't know, this is my dog. His name is J-Roll. AFC Championship pick. I have the Bills and the Ravens, and I have the Ravens winning. But that all kind of depends on like Lamar being healthy. Yeah, saved by on YouTube. Lemmy said saved by a whistle, saved by a very early whistle. Oh, don't apologize, Danny. TikTok. Sometimes they're wild. NFC. I'm biased. I have the Eagles, and I haven't really thought about who else, honestly. Lions, I guess. Oh, I can't challenge it. Brian Daly, you should know the rules, bud. That's embarrassing for you. You've been in the NFL a long time. You should know, my guy. Huh. Oh man, that's a bad look, Brian. Bad look. You're trying to challenge something, you can't even challenge it. Well, you got the red flag. I see it. How do you challenge it? He would explain to you. You can't challenge it. You're just throwing flags for the sake of throwing flags now. But he just told 70,000 people, including you, he can't. You can't challenge shit. What are you doing? What are you challenging? You're challenging the non-challenge. This is like the kid from Harvard who got rejected, and he sent them a rejection to the rejection. No, I'm challenging you on the fact that I can't challenge. I still don't know what they're challenging. I'm actually agreeing with them. Like I think it was an early whistle, but anyway, commercial break. Now's a good time to tell you. I have made background notes so the viewers can hear you clearly. Fuck off, TikTok. If you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, just hit the link in my bio and subscribe. I need subscribers for the sports one, like desperately. Once I hit 1,000, I'll stop. I'll stop begging. Super Bowl 60 pick. So if the Eagles get right, then them. But the Eagles aren't right. They're not right now. So because I picked the Eagles and the Ravens, and because the Eagles don't look right, I guess I'll go Ravens. But Brian Dable really wanted that. I don't even blame Christian. What were you talking about before? By the way, if you told me, I missed it. with like someone got fired. But I don't blame them for being mad. Like when the moment I was like, oh, they fumbled that, and you kind of as an Eagles fan, I don't know about anyone else, but like I've been waiting for that to happen because they throw the ball out there so much that it's just sitting there. You can just grab it. But the moment I was like, okay, like it happens. And then they called the earliest whistle in the world. Um, Wait 1 minute. It was Cam Scotty touchdown. Johnson was supposed to cover, but okay, yeah. Sorry. Um, yeah, no, Johnson like completely fell down. Bad. It was a bad play for Patrick's all around. We sent the text out. Send the YouTube invite, but on X too. So you get subscribers. I think the problem with doing it on X, Mike, well, first of all, you called it X. It's Twitter. It'll never be X to me. The problem with doing that is I feel like my entire Twitter timeline is nothing but my YouTube videos. At this point, people are well aware. Um, and I'm already live on here, so I can't. Like I had a moment in time there where I could do it, and now it's just the moment's passed. So I'll live. Um, Usually though I do, but I can't get behind the Eagles. I cannot get behind the Flyers beating my Islanders yesterday. I understand where you're coming from on that. I do. Um, Take solace in the fact that Matthew Schaefer is an absolute stud, and the Flyers don't have a Matthew Schaefer on defense. They have Mitchkov, they have Zegers. Zegers looked really good yesterday, but they don't have a Matthew Schaefer. So take solace in that, because that kid's a stud. What's up, Bucky? Um, Nothing there. Bucky, I was talking about my issues with having Jaden Daniels in fantasy in my one league. Dable's, yeah, Dable's huge. I said it on so before I got out of TikTok jail, and I was just on Facebook. I was saying how like I actually or not Facebook, YouTube. I actually wanted Dable as the Eagles head coach for a bit, and then like after watching the HBO doc on him, or not the on him, but on the Giants stuff, he's such an arrogant douche. I don't blame him for being mad, but like to throw a flag when they said you can't throw a flag, that's a touchdown. Walk it in. Boom, thank you. Second of the day. Saquon Barkley, 14. Well, it'll be 14. Too easy. Um, but yeah, after watching like how arrogant he was as the New York Giants head coach, like, bud, you haven't done dick as a head coach in the NFL, and you're that arrogant. Turn me off. Yeah, but Bucky, as I got kind of I got kind of sidetracked on the thing. Not that anyone cares about the fantasy problems, but this league, like every starting quarterback is already scooped up, and my two are Jaden Daniels and Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence is on the bye, and Jaden Daniels is obviously injured. I had to pick up Quinn Ewers, and I'm sitting here basically hoping that Tua gets his 17th concussion so that Quinn Ewers can come in and throw probably 147 yards, maybe a touchdown, but more likely 2 picks. So yeah, it's been a rough year for Jaden Daniels. He seems to be always banged up. Mark your days, Hathaway. Your future. Well, no, they got rid of Torch, Bridget. They have Rick Tockett now. They got rid of Torch last year. They fired him with like 7 games left. So, I remember you Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl concert. You remember? Ethan remembers. Ethan was probably one of the people who were like, "You just became a fan yesterday," and I was like, "No, no, Ethan, I became a fan during the Kendrick Lamar concert at the Super Bowl. That's when I became a fan. I hopped on this. I became a diehard fan. I see you every Sunday." um, Wait 1 minute. I'm trying to get caught up on everybody. Sequential Barkley. I like that. Um, I'm hoping he's not another. He won't be another RG3 Bucky because you don't have Mike Shanahan out there. If he was another RG3, he'd be playing this week. Mike Shanahan would be out there being like, you know what, you don't need an ACL. Go get him, kid. I'm in college right now, working my way up to hopefully be a defensive coordinator. That's awesome, man. That's a tough job. Like, I'm not even talking about defense coordinator stuff, but like working in college and going from like a GA and assistant and all that, and like working your way up and having to go to like a D3 college, and every year you're moving and stuff. I don't think people realize like what the amount of man hours it takes and the connections you got to make, but also the moves and stuff and the toll that it takes on you, and it's a lot. But I wish you the best of luck, man. Who's better, Zach Vaughn or Jordan Davis? Zach Vaughn. Um, yeah, when he Danny, when he called out Drake, that was fun. I'm not a Drake guy. I'm not an Aubrey Graham fella. Um, oh my God, Bridget, he completely. Apparently, Cam York like hated him. I know for a fact that he did not get along with Coots either, but Cam York was like ready to fight him. I always liked Torts personally, and I misinterpreted your first message. I thought you said that they implied that they still had him, but yeah, I always liked Torts, but he's one of those coaches that he just he wears players down. Mike, I'm high on the Sixers. The Flyers, I think, are still a ways away, but the Sixers, I'm like pretty high on. Jahad Campbell, Jordan Davis, Jahad Campbell. What's the record for most touchdowns in one game? Ask me for a fact. I don't know that answer. I'm sorry. Um, or Evan Ingram. Um, I don't know, man. I'm not good at fantasy, so I wouldn't ask me. Ask ChatGPT. All right, they're back. Imagine if the Eagles had Patrick Surtain and Mitchell on the same team. Yeah, it'd be nice. Um, Bailed. Who's better? New York Giants. I saw that. Yeah, the Jets. Nick Mangold passed away. That's a shame. Andrew, I've like answered this question, man. Oh, Jordan Davis, Reed Blankenship. I don't know why you're like so on the Jordan Davis stuff. Reed Blankenship. Making us look like the Chiefs. Honestly, as long as the Panthers don't win again. Oh, I'm with you. I'm tired of the Panthers. The Amazon documentary, though, what a hit! What a hit by Nakobe Dean. The Amazon doc that is out. They did this is season 2, where they follow along the NHL playoffs. It's so good, and it'll make you. It doesn't make me like the Panthers, but like you understand why they win and how they win. I mean, like there's a scene this last season where they're losing in the playoffs, and most of the time when they're losing, like guys are kicking the camera guys out and they're like, "Get the fuck out of here!" It's like Paul Maurice comes in as nice as can be and goes, "Sure, I'm just gonna have to ask you to leave for a second." And it was like the most calm. Get him! Oh my god, he's gonna end up scrambling for a first down. Damn, that's a hell of a play by Jackson Dart. Hell of a play. Do you have a heater or fan running? I don't. Actually, last year I didn't turn my heat on once. I was really proud of that. They literally have no bad lines. Someone gets yeah, it's frustrating when hello, Amanda. I like your name, Amanda Pan. That's funny. Um, it's frustrating when they add Brad Marchand and then they sign him. Like the fact that they can just add Brad Marchand and then they just sign him to a 6-year deal. It's frustrating. Um, all right, 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Eagles up 14-7. Go Birds. Go Birds. Always and forever. Go Birds. First and 10. Picks up like 3 yards. There was a guy in New York sports radio last year who was dying on this hill. I mean, dying on this hill, and he was the only one that was saying that Tyrone Tracy was better than Saquon Barkley, and the Giants are better off because they had Tyrone Tracy instead of Saquon Barkley. Fast forward a year, Saquon Barkley has 2,000 yards. He won some trophy, like the super something, super cup trophy, and Tyrone Tracy's number 2 on the depth chart. And I think about that guy often, and I laugh. Tyron Tracy just had a nice run though, so I should shut the fuck up. My daughter loves baby brown birds starting calling Eagles baby. That's awesome. I was so I was so happy because my 2-year-old is at that stage where he's talking. He knows exactly what he's saying, and then, like, 90% of the time, I'm like, What are you talking about?" And I have to, like, really, really listen and try to figure it out, and most of the time, I still have no idea. But I was really proud because I could clearly understand when he started singing the Eagles fight song, and I was like, "I'm doing my part." Penalty on the Giants, that'll negate that nice run, which is good. Alright, let's hurry this game up. I got a movie to go to after this. Actually, I have 2 movies to go to after this. I gotta get down to Center City, Philadelphia. Next commercial, I gotta tell you guys about the night that I had last night. It wasn't that wild. It wasn't like a hangover night. No one's gonna care. I probably shouldn't even tell you because everybody will log off and people will unsubscribe from my YouTube channel. People will hit thumbs down. I'll get booed. Delay of game, that's embarrassing. Jackson, how could you, my guy? How could you? If you had 2 things of eye black instead of the 1, you probably would have been able to see the countdown screen, but that's okay. That's okay. Back-to-back penalties. 2nd and 16. I'm talking a lot of shit for a guy that's sitting here watching 2nd and 16 and not 3rd and 16, so should probably stop. Why are we tagging this Eagles? I didn't think I did tag it Eagles, like, shit. Let me go edit that. You know what that is? That is, on my YouTube, someone commented. Thank you for pointing that out because nobody did MPD. Another penalty? I completely missed the play because I was looking at my YouTube screen. Oh, Cam Scatterboo is down. Oh my god. Oh, that's nasty. That is so nasty. Oh, that is nasty. Um, so shout out to MBD because of him, I did not watch that live, and I don't mean that in, like, a negative way. I mean, like, I don't really need to ever see that again. Yeah, when I put the live on my YouTube, I just copy and paste usually most things, and I did not change it from Eagles Vikings to Eagles Giants, so I'll do that now. But thank you, MBD, because I did not notice that. I hope you're well, by the way. Love hearing from the old YouTube group. So hope you're well. I don't like Scat. I like Jackson Dart. Scatterboo just reminds me of a guy that was ripped out of Blue Mountain State. But yeah, I'm not a fan of him. I don't want him breaking his ankle though. Like that was nasty. But yeah, Cam Scatterboo kind of annoys me. Again, though, I'm very hypocritical because there's not a big difference between him and Jackson Dart. I don't have like a great reason why. I need Saquon to have more than that because I have him on my team in fantasy. But yeah, hopefully MBD, who's on the YouTube, hopefully it fixed it. Yeah, thanks. The fact that we got like an hour of the game and nobody mentioned it is a great sign for my YouTube channel. Which, if you're on TikTok, if you could click the link in my bio and go to my YouTube channel on sports and just hit subscribe, I'd appreciate it because I desperately need subscribers. Thank you for listening. But yeah, great sign for me, right? But yeah, usually to take people behind the curtain when I make a live for anything, I'm just copying and pasting and just like editing it. And I was kind of in a rush. When I was doing the YouTube live before I got out of TikTok jail, um, I was setting it up and then Saquon hit the big run. These are good excuses. This is probably why I go. Never my strong suit. Um, but yeah, so last Cam Scatterville obviously is not walking off the field. He's being carted off the field. Oh, those nasty Eagles fans cheering. Those horrendous Eagles fans cheering this. Oh, man, I can't believe it. These people are trash. They're cheering the injury, they're clapping. Just horrible. Can't believe these monsters. I wouldn't let, your kids near them. Obviously, very tongue in cheek. Eagles faithful gave him a nice standing clap as he went off. That won't be mentioned. Nor should it. Honestly, it's just annoying. Because like the lazy narrative is like we're like the worst fans ever and we're monsters. I'm a little surprised it wasn't pass interference. He never got turned around. He was juggling it though. You're right. They make us look bad. That was a good throw. I can't watch the Eagles game. It's not televised. Where it's not televised in Southern California. You can't like find a bar or something. That sucks. Giants are going to pump, by the way. It's 4th and 16. Eagles up 14-7. Saquon's got 2 touchdowns. Finally had the breakout run, and he jumped. It's not going to matter. It's still going to be 4th and 11. Um, that sucks, man. I'm sorry, Rat. I mean, I guess Eagles Giants isn't like primetime television out in Southern California, but Saquon looks really good. As I said, we finally got that bust out run that we've been waiting for. 2 touchdowns are big. And Cam Scattaboo, his ankle blew up, so he was carted off the field. So the Giants would have to go with a heavy dose of Tyrone Tracy. All right, so they'll start at like the 12 with 8 minutes left in the second. Worth mentioning that the Eagles got the ball first. So yeah, so last night I teed up the story that nobody asked for. I can't wait to see. Right now, I have 10 people on. I can't wait to see how many people leave that story. So I go to a movie in Center City. I get out. I parked in the garage that is adjacent to the theater that they have like a deal with the garage where you get a discount. The parking should end up being $11. I go to scan both tickets. It's not coming up $11. It took off $3. And instead of being $11 for parking, it would have been 22. And I'm like, I ain't paying that. I'm not rich. I'm not Jeff Bezos. I don't have that kind of money. So I go to the worker, and keep in mind this is like 12:05 in the morning at this point. And I'm like explaining, like, hey man, it wasn't the Bourse. It was the East. It was the one uh Penn Landing. But Scattaboo healthy, y'all don't win. You know what? If I was 6'5", I wouldn't be single, but here we are. So I explained to the guy, like, hey man, like it's supposed to be $11, then it was $3 off. This dude spent 15 minutes scanning tickets. I'm like looking like he has no idea what he's doing. He's clueless. And after like 15 minutes, he comes out, he just hands me a slip. He's like, just go. He gave up. He just quit. He was like, just scan it and leave. So I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work. I think I'm gonna be trapped in this parking garage for forever. And luckily it worked because I'm not trapped in there forever. But yeah, I was able to get out at 12:30 in the morning, and I have to go back down there tonight. Can't wait. Really just hope I find street parking. Really, really hope I find street parking. Because parking down there is like a fucking nightmare. And even when you find street parking, I'm always worried that like I'm missing a sign. By the way, it's a commercial break. You're not missing anything. Only lost 2 people. Surprised about that. I expected all 10 of you to leave. But thank you for sticking around for my stories that go nowhere. Um, but yeah, I'm like praying to God that I can just find. And they're doing so much construction on Penn's Landing that the parking is like there's not much of it anymore. Anyway, we're back. Eagles had the ball. I remember the Art Holiday Theater. I don't remember that. So you've got me there. Now, I mean, so the reason why I'm going to so many movies is the Philly Film Festival. Today's the last day, but it's been the last like week and a half. And the 3 theaters they're at are the East, the Bourse, and then the Film Center, which sucks. It's on Chestnut. But I've been pretty much down in Center City all week, except Wednesday. That was the Springsteen movie, and that was in KOP. All right, first down. That was tipped. Good. All right, wasn't picked off. Now we're back. We're back to sports. No more stories about movies and stuff. Go Bears. I could really use another Saquon Barkley like monster run. That's who he was aiming for Saquon. I mean, it only would have been a gain of like 4, but 4 is more than none. Oh, that injury was bad. I kind of lucked out. I don't know if you're here, Josh, but somebody pointed out that my title for my YouTube live was Eagles versus Vikings. So I was in the process of editing it and I missed it live. And then I went back and looked. I was like, oh, like they didn't pick it up or there was a flag. And then I quickly realized my Jackson Darts reaction was like, that ain't a flag. Went back and watched it. Never need to watch it again. Yeah, that ankle's absolutely wrecked. He'll be out for a while. What's more painful, watching Toth play center or watching Cassie with 2 strikes? Toth MBD. Not even for me, it's not close. Like, I actually like Cassidy. I'm the only guy still on Cassidy Hill. I don't know. You can't make me not like him, and I understand the frustration with him too completely. Take off Hurts, take off. He's bottled up. But there's an example. You put Tyler Steen and Brett Toth on the offensive line, and it is rough, rough, rough. And now it's 4th down and they'll punt. But Tyler Steen's bad enough. Brett Toth being their best backup, and I feel like I pointed this out on a few videos now, whether it be like post videos or because I usually do a post game video. But I think they've only had their offensive line healthy one time this entire season. It was week 1, and then other than that, it's been something every week, whether it be somebody leaving a game early or just a flat out injury. And you've seen way too much Brett Toth. Fred Johnson's obviously too big to play center, but like Tyler Steen's not. He has not been good this year at all. Letting Mekhi Becton go, that was a mistake. Very affordable contract too. How he does make mistakes every once in a while, but like watching these 2 guys just like have not a fucking clue, and I keep going back to like, is this the best that they have? These 2 are the best options. Prolific. I asked the same question earlier. Like all I've heard about was Willie Lampkin. Willie Lampkin. Willie Lampkin. Oh, he's best offensive lineman in the preseason, and I don't have an answer for you. I mean, I meant to text Zach Berman earlier this week and ask him that very question. Um, I got a case, and I have to actually approve this, which is wild to me. But TikTok is muting it, and maybe TikTok's muting it because they don't believe that it's accurate. But I have to. So the ones that I have to approve are holding steady. Asked, "Where's my husband?" He left me for a yoga instructor, so I will approve that. Danny, I have to approve. Oh man, poor guy. Oh, his hand style, which you meant ankle, and then obviously the other one. Not going to prove those because I just said them. The husband one I found funny, and then this one I have to approve from Kisan. Dak is better than Hurts. I don't believe you on that one, but but no disrespect, with the utmost respect, Dak better than Hurts. Well, I don't know. I don't know why TikTok the stuff that they will filter out and then the stuff they'll let go is crazy to me. Um, but then again, you're talking to a guy that got banned for a week for TikTok Live. So, um, I don't know. Like, Dan, they're all over you. They're like, there's some hidden message in his hand style, which again, you meant ankle, but yeah, that's crazy. Even week 1, we went into it landing. Yeah, exactly, Josh, 100% correct. So, like, every week, it's been something with this offensive line where they haven't had their full healthy offensive line. Hopefully, coming out of the bye, it'll be that case, but, like, Cam Jurgens, I don't know, his knee was probably gonna take a whole week, so, Giants Giants fan and Eagles fans, neighbors, and now Scatterboo can't even enjoy a miserable season. Yeah, I was thinking about that, earlier about the first time that these 2 teams played and how the Giants carved him up without Malik Neighbors. But yeah, I guess for you, right? It's just watching Jackson Dart because he is fun to watch. I said earlier, like I'm not a Cam Scatterbo guy at all, but like Jackson Dart, I actually I fuck with that guy. At least he has more time to be courtside at the next game. I will not rip players for going courtside to a game. That was funny though. Like he was very diplomatic with it. I expected a little more like rah rah from him, but um, I don't wish like that kind of injury is like nasty. Tracy picks up the first down. 5.5 left, 14-7 Eagles, by the way. Um, Josh Go Birds. She's been crazy. There was Danny, here's the crazy part. There was a guy that came on, I forget what live it was, like just slurs, like nonstop. And I like quickly I was falling over myself to block the guy and mute the guy. But like TikTok allowed that, and then you bring up like some, you know, innocent comment, and TikTok's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You think we need to approve that? He had plenty of time to throw that. Plenty of time. It's a big gain for the Giants. All right. You can't let them score. Can't let them score because they're getting the ball in the second half to start the second half. So right after one of the announcers said it was nice having the 1-2 punch. Was it I see I have like the announcing down pretty much like, not very loud. I can barely hear it. Horrible timing on that then. All right. Giants are at the Eagles like 33, first and 10. A turnover right now would be great. Um, he picks up like 4 or 5. Somebody on my YouTube pops in, and their name is Paul Turner, and it's probably not, but I really hope that it is former Eagle great Paul Turner, Paul the Burner Turner. Paul Turner was in that like era of Carson Wentz football where they had no wide receivers. It was like just call up Paul Turner from the practice squad. It can't be worse, and then they did, and he wasn't great, but it wasn't worse. Oh my god. Good job by Jordan Davis because Cooper DeJean, he bit so hard on that, and then Jordan Davis swallowed him up. For the guy that was spamming about Jordan Davis questions, looks a lot better. Yes, PT Cruiser. There's like a constant low hum in your audio, by the way. It's probably because of the way that I have the phone set up. Um, it's sitting on my computer because I have the computer for YouTube and then this. So I apologize for that. I forgot my tripod in an office, and I haven't gotten it back yet. So, and it's one of the reasons why I'm not going to tell anybody to like share this live. Please don't. It's not good. Low quality. You get what you pay for. I appreciate you letting me know. I truly do. Um, not even being dick on that, but I assume that that's why it's got that low hum. I don't have a I don't have my normal setup. Even my normal setup isn't great, if I'm being honest. If I'm like looking inward. I'm usually late on these. Usually like poorly lit like this. Usually this face. Maybe a different jersey. Maybe. But yeah. So that's that. Anyway, 3rd and 6. 3 minutes left. Hold them. All right. Hold them a field goal would be huge. Get him, get him, get him. Good pressure. Good pressure. What a hit by Reed Blankenship. That's a good thrown ball, though. This kid's gonna be an issue. Like when he gets to the Giants fan earlier, when he gets like the Malik Neighbors back, and if he gets like another weapon, Yeah, he's gonna be good. Oh, good, it stopped. All right, 14-10, and the Eagles will have about 3 minutes to work. Hopefully they score because again, they don't get the ball. Yeah, Scadaboo's ankle is cooked. He didn't just break it. It was bad. It was nasty to watch. So Scadaboo's done. Seen a couple Eagles fans, laughing and happy after Scat got injured. Yeah, Rob, um, unfortunately, you're gonna have that, and I think you'll have that in every fan base. Like, I don't think it's just Eagles fans. Like, I think that's every but unfortunately, it's the silent majority thing, or no, the silent min the vocal minority. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. I got a stroke there. Yeah, I think 97% of Eagles fans are like, "Fuck, I don't wanna see that." And as he was getting carted off, they were giving him a standing ovation and stuff. But, yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna have some jackasses, like, laughing about the guy breaking his ankle. I I don't need to see that. I'm good. But as I said, I think it's like every fan base. I think if the roles are reversed, I'm sure you'd have, like, a couple of idiot Giants fans doing the same thing. Just like giving fan bases a bad look. Good job. Yeah, Will Shipley. Will Shipley's looking good in the returns. But yeah, it's a bad look. Who'll get the number 1 seed? Bills will get it in the AFC. NFC's a toss-up. I'll go Eagles, but I fuck, I have no idea. Scatterboo literally did a standing ovation. Yeah. Now, buddy, you could make the case though that all those Eagles fans were clapping because he got injured, and they're monsters. I myself might have made that claim. I was doing it tongue in cheek though, for the record. For the record. Big hole for Saquon. Picks up 10. Love it. I actively search for your lives. No music, no gimmick, just constant updates on the game. Well, thanks so much, J-Man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a buzzkill last week when I got banned for a week. I mean, luckily, I was so busy this past week. I didn't even have time to go on my dating apps and look at the 0 matches I had. That's how busy I've been for the past week. So I was like, "Alright," but it was a buzzkill because I got banned in, like, the 1st or 2nd quarter, but I appreciate that. Saquon's already at 100 yards. That's good. First 100-yard game. Little pitch. Picks up 6 more for the 2-minute warning. Offense looks good. Saquon looking like last year's Saquon. Finally, thank God. Let's go. Oh, who do you have winning each division? Oh, geez, you're like hammering me with these questions. Um, yeah, Danny, how about Will Shipley out here? Don't tell him it was a damn show. Um, God, I don't know. Yeah, you're making me think too much. Hit thumbs down for that, for not answering your question. You're making me think too much. Love that this is Saquon's breakout game of the season. Yeah, you figured it was we all knew it was gonna happen. He's too good not to have that. Oh, there's Saquon game. And honestly, I thought it was gonna happen in the first Giants game in the new Meadowlands. Like, I thought that would be the breakout performance. Obviously, it wasn't, and that night sucked, and we never talk about that night again because it was, like, the worst night of Philly sports. But it's good to finally get it. They can go into the bye. Hey, he can go into the bye at least on a good note, feeling good about the performance. I think it's good for the offensive line too, 'cause it's such a tandem. Um, the only one that I might differ on, Aiden, is the Steelers. I could see them coming back down to earth a little bit, and the Bengals, I think getting Joe Flacco will keep them afloat for a while. But it's hard to argue. I mean, Bills, yeah, Colts. Um, but other than that, like, I can't really argue with the other ones. I was so shell shocked about the Phillies that so, buddy, I was not doing a live at all that night on YouTube or TikTok because I was at the PHLY studios doing pre-post, and we did a watch along for the Phillies, so I was not able to. Thank God that I wasn't able to, um, because we had both games on the TV, and there is video of me and my reactions and stuff, but, like, I don't think we need to go through that suffering together, and I was with you, like, I was watching the Eagles, but I missed a good chunk of it because I was doing the post game for the Phillies. So, it was one of those, like, yeah, I'm kinda happy I missed, like, the second half of this football game, and I don't have to watch it. By that point, though, the game was over, it was like they were up, like, 30-10 or some crap, I don't know. It was ugly. It was real bad. Um, user 861427710490 this happens every time a new coach comes in, guys that will play well and guys that, for whatever reason, are in a doghouse. I don't think necessarily Mishkov's in the doghouse yet, but I think it's really early to like necessarily be concerned. He's a cornerstone piece of their organization, but I think he probably just needs to be more bought into Rick Taka's system. So Hurts drops back, fires, wide open Smitty, first down. Touchdown dart. He did have a nice touchdown throw to Cam Scatterby, who's now injured. But yeah, that Cam Scatterby injury was nasty. Like I never need to watch it. I've said that a few times. I never need to watch it. I'm good. It was disgusting. I don't think anybody wants to see that. I mean, that ankle went a direction it's not supposed to. Good job by Smitty. What a catch. What a catch. I would be surprised if he's not out for the year. Like it was that nasty. People forget he doesn't understand English yet. Yeah, he doesn't, and he's learning and all that. And he's got guys in his team that are helping him out with that. But you're right, he's gotten better. He's certainly gotten better. But you also have to he's a young kid in a country he's not from. He lost his dad a year ago. Like there's a lot of the human element where you go like, the mental struggle of being a pro athlete out of the elements. Like I don't know how I'd react if first year I'm a 60-point guy and then the next year it's new coach. I'm struggling in his system. I don't really speak the language all that well. I'm very far from home. My dad was probably taken out, let's say, by the government. Yeah, I mean, but he'll be fine. I'm sure he'll be fine. What do you think about our OC? Um, so for a while, I was going with the narrative that I thought that Nick Sirianni was meddling a little too much, and I was going that based off of the fact that like the offense that I was watching mirrored the offense that Nick Sirianni ran his first year, and also mirrored a lot of like what we saw with Brian Johnson, and it's known that Nick Sirianni was meddling with that. But I don't care who's calling it now. Like this what we're watching today looks a lot better, but it looks a lot better because their running game has gotten going. And the running game getting going is something that we haven't seen really at all this season. So, but even the play calling, it just looks better. Like there's not for this whole season, it's been this east west bullshit with the throws. They're doing a lot more north south in this game. I'm surprised that Dallas Goedert hasn't gotten involved in the game yet. As I say that, they throw east west. Ends up working out. They pick up like 3 or 4, but that's ironic. I love when the Eagles are like, "We're just gonna make this guy look like he is the biggest idiot in the world." Oh, he said this? Oh, that's cute. Just we're gonna do the opposite. Um, VJ Edgecombe is real impressive. I mean, it's 2 games, but who did they get? I mean, Dexter Lawrence certainly thinks that it's on the birds. That was tell me that was the most emphatic. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Dexter Lawrence just put on a show for 70,000 people indicating it was offsides or a false start on the Birds, only to find out, no, it was his teammate. Oh, to show the Dexter Lawrence. Show it. He does the whole thing. He burned at least 35 calories doing all that bullshit, only to find out, no, it was my own teammate who fucked up. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Sixers game last night was I was watching it, in between movies. I missed the ending though, best part. But, yeah, I'll give you my thoughts on VJ in a second. Second and 2, and they're on, like, the 8-yard line. They're gonna take a timeout. Danny, he had me convinced if you're gonna make that much of a show of it, I'm like, you're not gonna do that if you don't know for certain, right? Well, no, he didn't know for certain. We're in halftime. I gotta turn my lights on because it's really dark in here. Um, who asked that question? Casey Kidd. Yeah, I've said this in a few of my YouTube videos, which link in the bio if you could subscribe. Although I think probably all 10 of you have heard that 15 million times by now. But I think we can look back. At least I hope. I hope in a couple of years we look back on last year's Sixers season as like a one step back to go 5 steps forward, and one big reason is getting VJ Edgecombe. Because if he ends up being a true franchise player, which in game one it didn't look like that, but if he ends up being one of those guys, transcendent franchise player, I don't even need transcendent, just a franchise guy. I think you sign up in blood for a bad season where everybody was injured last year, which is what you had. Hurts. There's Dallas Goedert for the touchdown. There it is. Touchdown Birds. Let's go. That's so big with them. With the Giants getting the ball for the second half, that's huge. They're gonna give the Giants 21 seconds. They'll probably just take a knee. Massive. Ugh. Big play. Big play. I would not trade Embiid. I'll tell you, my old job, I got ripped apart because I said it was completely taken out of context, but I said, if you think the window is closed for the Sixers, then trade Embiid. There's no point of keeping him. But right now, if you trade Embiid, you're trading and his value is low. Now, I still think Embiid, when he's healthy, is one of the best players, if not the best player in the world. I think he's the best player in the world when he's healthy. But right now, I mean, if you're trading him, you're trading a guy with a 20-minute per game minutes restriction, which I think is bullshit, but still. I don't know what you're getting. Like, I don't know who's signing up for a max deal with that. So I don't think the value would be there for the Sixers to trade him. When I said the comment of like, if you think the window's closed, trade him, it was post his MVP year. But that seems like it was 17 years ago because of what we dealt with last year with him and everything. You know, I mean, he comes back post MVP year, he comes back. He's averaging more points per game than minutes played, which is wild. Then he gets injured. He never got fully healthy. That carried over into last season. I don't know what happened last season. This year's on a minute restriction. So no, I wouldn't trade him. He's a 7'2" unicorn. Go Birds. I was annoyed to use his minutes. Yeah, I'm just annoyed that he's on 20 minutes. Like, to me, 20. What is 20 minutes? I mean, if you want to do a 30 minutes, okay, fine. But 20 minutes to me is ridiculous. But yeah, Drummond was huge. Build around Maxi VJ and the rookie from last year, Jared McCain. So like that, I think that was my big takeaway. I'm just giving away content at this point. So Lemmy on the YouTube said Dexter Lawrence put me into action. Oh no, Lemmy, you weren't talking about Dexter Lawrence, were you? No, you were talking about Cam. Yeah. Yeah, it did. It did. I used to do that with my WWF, not WWF action figures. Joints would move in directions they shouldn't. But my big takeaway from game one of the Sixers was, and they're just taking a knee. Actually, give me a second. I'm gonna go turn the lights on. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna go turn some lights on. All right, don't leave. Give me 1 second. J roll, entertain the people. Okay. So my big takeaway from game one of the Sixers, 21-10 Birds at the half, is that you were able to win a game where Joel Embiid played 20 minutes and had 4 points. Paul George is out, and you won that game against Boston on the road in Boston. And I understand that that Jason Tatum's out for that game, but Jason Tatum's their best player. Joel Embiid is the Sixers' best player. So, like, take them both out of it. Fine. But if you were to tell me beforehand, the Sixers are gonna go up to Boston, they're gonna play a Jason Tatumless Sixer or Celtics team, and they're going to Joel Embiid's gonna have 4 points and be a non-factor. I would have been like, "There's no way they win that game," and they did. And I think that's the big difference between previous Sixers teams than this one. Is like because of VJ Edgecombe, you do have another guy, whereas previously it was like, okay, shut down Tyrese Maxey. If Joel Embiid doesn't have it or he's out for this game, all you gotta do is shut down Maxey and you're fine. And now it's like, no, they legitimately have like a third piece. If you think Paul George is cooked, that's fine, but still, if he's not, great. You kind of just look at him as found money. I mean, yeah, the Jerry McCain coming back, like they have pieces coming back that are gonna make the team better. And that's one of the reasons I was like high on the team coming into the season. I thought that they could be really good. I thought people were sleeping on them, but yeah, I think when you look at previous years in that situation, I have to tell TikTok I'm still live. I think if you look in previous years in that situation, the Sixers would have folded and lost, and they didn't. Not only did they not, they came from behind. They were down by 13. They came from behind. So, um, sorry for the long-winded answer. Wait. We got Buddy and Casey Kidd going back and forth. I'll let you guys discuss that. Spencer, go Birds. Always in favor. Yeah, hate to see it. See bad. Like, and that's like a truly like that's not even like a condescending hate to see it. That's like a legit hate to see it. Because that injury was disgusting. Oh, Jerry, got water ball. So when I sleep, I have like water bottles on my bedside table, and then I just like drink them when I get thirsty, and I just chuck them. So on the side of my bed is just like nothing but like a ton of empty water bottles that I'm just too lazy to grab, and my dog is now slowly bringing them all out to my living room. He's got a second one. League better, thank God. I mean, I can say right now, Casey Kidd, that if the Sixers had the number one overall pick, they would have passed on VJ Edgecombe. I don't want to diminish what he's done, but just it's 2 games for him, but it's also 2 games for Cooper Flag. I think what I've been most impressed with VJ, and this is the thing that sold me on VJ being the pick before they took him, was just everything you hear about him. He is so bought into coaches, really no matter what, and like the team philosophy and like putting the team first and grinding it out and like doing whatever the team asks. And that was one thing that you didn't really necessarily get with Ace Bailey. It was like he's a volume shooter and all of that. And that was really the debate, right? It was like Ace Bailey or VJ Edgecombe. And VJ comes in that first game, he just tears it up. Must be fun having the refs on your side. Doesn't suck, Arson. Doesn't suck. I'll tell you right now, Arson. I'm sure the 2 plays you're talking about are the fumble phantom whistle, and then the play before that. And I don't think you were on here, but I was actually on your side with both of those. I thought the flag was bullshit, and then I thought that the quick whistle was bullshit. So yeah, I don't think the refs have had a great game. Whoa, J-roll, relax, bud. Usually though, Buddy is right. Like usually I think it honestly walks out. Like sometimes there are obviously like the big penalties that you go like, oh, that just changed the entire game. But all right, Stephen Paul on the YouTube. Hi Pat and all you Bears fans late today getting watch along. Need more to finish the game. Go Birds. Stephen, great point. How do I put this? It's concerning to me that it's 21-10. They're playing an opponent that I think we all look at as inferior, right? Eagles, Giants. Giants are rebuilding. The Eagles aren't. The Eagles are defending Super Bowl champs. So an inferior opponent. It's concerning to me that we can't just say, looking forward to them closing it out. We have to sit here like need more to finish the game. You know what I mean? Like because the last 7 weeks, it has truly been a tale of two halves with this football team. They'll look great and then they'll come out looking flat. They're 5-2. They could be 6-1. They could be 4-3 when you really look at how some of these games have gone. But it's annoying to me that we can't just sit here and kick back and enjoy life and talk about my failed love life or something. But hopefully you're right, Steven. Hopefully they close it out. And if anyone's new here, if you could just click the link in my bio and go to my YouTube channel and hit subscribe. I'm not asking you to watch a video. I just need subscribers. Today we went with the Jordan Mailata jersey. Thank you for asking. Last week we went with the Nick Foles because it was in Minnesota. What is Andy Dalton doing to my pants? I have no idea. What is he doing here? You have to inform me because I don't have the games up. Surprised the Dolphins are putting on the Falcons 17-30. Didn't see that coming. How about Joe Flacco's comments on eating by yourself? That was like such like a 40-year-old comment. Which was the point, by the way. Cowboys are better than I thought. I was talking to somebody about the Cowboys yesterday, maybe. Fuck, I don't have friends. Who was I talking to? Maybe somebody on my hockey team. Anyway, not the point. I was saying how they're so weird because like I can't figure the Cowboys out. Are they good? Are they not? Are they real? Are they fake? Like they'll go out there and they'll give the Eagles a game, and then they'll win some really good games. Then they'll lose games. I don't know what the fuck they are. They are better than I thought, but I don't know what they are. On a bad call, that's hard to. Yeah, buddy. That we don't talk about that call. We don't discuss it here. When does the game start? The game did start, and it is halftime. So the Eagles are up 21-10. He's selling. He is the reason we're losing. I'm not sure who you're talking about. If I work some OT and get you a Primo jersey, will you wear it? No, I won't. No. Yo, what jersey you got there? Oh, it's a guy I went to high school with. Yeah. Oh, he played on the Eagles? No, it's a personalized jersey for a guy I went to high school with. No, Primo, I'm not doing that. Oh man, that'd be funny. Yeah, go Birds, Alexander. Go Birds. Always, man. Always. Anyway, if anyone could subscribe to my YouTube channel, that'd be great. Because I desperately need subscribers. I hate having to beg too. I fucking hate it. I hate the like and subscribe like just the society on like and subscribe. But I'm just such a whore right now for subscribers that I desperately need them. That every 5 minutes I'm like, hey, by the way, link in the bio. Please subscribe. I'm gonna have to plug in my computer. Speaking of YouTube, because I'm live on YouTube. Steven, Dallas is going well on offense, but bad defense. I don't believe in Brian Schottenheimer. Like to me, Brian Schottenheimer is the definition of nepotism. He's never been a good OC, and he got hired as the head coach. He's just kind of failed. You look at every offense he's had; it's been middle of the pack or bad. But he's got the last name Schottenheimer, so he gets hired. How much time do I have on this? Let's see. My dog now has 4 water bottles out. I don't know how many water bottles I have in my bedroom, but my dog keeps been. This is the 5th water bottle he's bringing out. What do you think about the Chiefs? I think the Chiefs are probably done in terms of like, their time in the sun in the AFC. I think it's like the Bills and the Ravens time. And I think that's just mainly on like age, talent, picking in the back half of the draft all those years. But I don't know. They got Rashee Rice back. Mahomes looks better than he did last year, that's for sure. So like I guess what I'm trying to say is like I've been waiting for the Chiefs to fall off and they haven't. So what the fuck do I know? But I still think they're gonna win the division. I think they're like a very good team. I just think that there are better teams in the AFC, but I've been proven wrong plenty by the Chiefs, like consistently proven wrong. So if you're a Chiefs fan, it's probably a good thing that I think that their time in the sun is done, which means that they'll probably go and win another Super Bowl. I don't want an MLB salary cap. I don't. I think the problem with Major League Baseball is owners will cry poor and say, we need a salary cap. This is getting ridiculous. And the reality of the situation is that all these owners are billionaires. They're billion. They're not even million. They're billionaires. My dog is now bringing up the 6 water bottle. I'll keep you guys updated. And they cry poor because what they want, and it's not all of them, but what they want is to just sit back and collect their revenue sharing check, collect the TV money. And there's probably like 6 owners that actually want to win. And they do that by actually investing in the club and going out and getting free agents and doing international signings and like actually spending all their international bonus money and all of that, upgrading the international facilities. They'll actually invest because they want to win. And then you have owners like, the Pittsburgh Pirates are a prime example, where they'll cry poor and they're not poor. They're rich as shit. And they could easily invest in the club, and they don't, because it's just easier to sit back and collect a revenue sharing check because the Yankees are making a ton of money, and the Yankees now need to kick back to the lower clubs. Oh, it's time to pay a guy? Oh, I have to pay Garrett Cole? I'm not going to pay Garrett Cole. I would pay Garrett. I'll trade him to Houston. Does anybody in their mother think that Paul Skeens is going to be a lifetime Pirate? No. Like, everybody's like, when is he going to be traded? That's the problem with baseball. It's not that they have a money issue of giving out contracts. It is you have an owner issue. Do you want to win as an owner? Yes or no? And in baseball, I think it is a good. What would happen? I think in all sports, where if all of these sports did not have a salary cap, I think you'd have what you have in baseball. You'd have 5 or 6 owners that actually want to win, and then the rest of them want to cry poor, have publicly funded built stadiums that they can just generate cash off of, and kick back, and it's like a billionaires club. They're able to tell their friends like, "Oh, I own the Kansas City Royals." So I don't want it because I like the way it is. Do I like the fact that the Dodgers are going to win another probably World Series? They sign everybody. No, but you can do the same thing. You can do you can do a deferment payment. It's been done. Don't get mad at the player. Don't hate the game, I guess, but like the game is built where if you should really be mad at ownership. That's a long answer. I love Bobby Witt. I fucking love him. I probably missed a bunch of comments. I just hate the buying players instead of building a team. But that's the thing, Casey Kid. Like, first of all, tell me your favorite team. Well, it's probably Kansas City, right? So they end up drafting Bobby Witt Jr. second overall. They immediately signed to a great contract for their organization. Tremendous contract. You end up signing Salvador Perez, best catcher in baseball for years, right? But you end up taking Asa Lacy. And the problem with the world, they'll cry a small market, and they'll only rely on the draft. When you look at some of these other teams, though, and I'll use my team as the Phillies, their big guns are looked at as like, oh, they're hired guns, right? Like the Bryce Harpers, the Kyle Schwarbers. But they also have a ton of homegrown talent on the team. Ranger Suarez, Christopher Sanchez was traded but he was traded for when he was in the minors and developed in the organization. Aaron Nola sucks, but still he was drafted. Alec Bohm. So you need a good healthy mix as much. I think to win a championship. I think it's better, obviously, and the game just started back up. I think it's better when you're able to point and go like, oh, we hit on all these draft picks. But when you only try to build through the draft, you're not going to, I don't think, be successful because the odds are, especially with Major League Baseball, because you have all of those levels that you have to go through, you have way more of a chance of having a bust, like an Asa Lacy, like a Bradley Zimmer, or Kyle Zimmer. Was it Kyle Zimmer? They took one of the Zimmers. Both Zimmers were bad. But you have more likelihood of a bust. So you can't just rely on the draft. Like, you have to go out and sign guys. The good thing, though, for your organization, though, is, as I said, like, you get a transcendent player in Bobby Witt, like truly one of the best players in the league. You immediately realize that, lock them up to a team-friendly deal. Do you think they missed that fumble? 100%. Yeah, I think Young Ball. I think that was a horrible early whistle, and I said that at the time. Didn't he request a trade 34 times? too. I don't know who I was talking so much. I don't know who you're talking about. I apologize. Um, it's not an Ertz jersey, D. It is a Jordan Mailata jersey. Giants with the ball, second 18, by the way. Thoughts on EJ? A lot of nothing. Like all the trade talks is complete horseshit. Look at the dead cap money. They're not trading him. I don't think he wants to be traded anyway, but they're not trading him. My dog now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 8 water bottles and my melatonin gummy thing. I don't think he wants to be traded. I think he's probably frustrated, but who on the offense wouldn't be frustrated? We've all watched the offense. But even if he was frustrated, if you want to be traded, even if he was frustrated, even if he wanted to be traded, the dead cap money will not allow them to trade him. It is a non. This is a talking point for NFL people, NFL like the Diane Ariskinis, where when they have nothing to discuss and they want to engagement farm, they'll throw that out there, and it'll get tons of engagement. It'll be on your timeline, and they just stay relevant, and that's all it is. Yeah, that's me and Buddy just. I thought it was an inbounds hit. I didn't. I mean, both the hit to Jalen Hurts and the early whistle. I sided with the Giants on that, but like I'm not gonna die on the inbounds hit call. The early whistle call I thought was horrible. But hey, that's just me. And they, you know what? Surprisingly, they did not call me and ask my opinion on it. So, Giants are punting. That's good. It's good to get a stop early. And hopefully, if you score, you can put the game away. Their returns have been much better. Much, much better. Why is Aaron Andrews wearing a jacket that's 5 sizes too big? Look, man, she's got her own clothing line, MBD. I'm not going to question that. She's a fashionista, and I wear sweatpants 90% of the time. So, and yeah, good, Steve, good 3 and out. Those are comments on my YouTube channel. I'm doing a live on there. If you could click the link in my bio on TikTok, just click the link in my bio. Go find my YouTube channel and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. You know Mahomes getting that call. He is 100%. Mahomes is absolutely getting that call. How about the NBA story? I don't know if there's a league. I don't know if there's a league that has more like corruption that flies under the radar than the NBA. Where you're like, there's just shadiness going on left and right. We turn a blind eye to it. And I'm as guilty as that. I'm a Sixers season ticket holder. I'm very guilty of it. Anyway, how was everyone's weekend? We're on a commercial break. I'm all beamed up, so I'm awake. What's your opinions on the upcoming baseball? I think they're going to strike, and I think a big reason why there'll be a lockout or whatever. I think a big reason why is what Casey Kidd said. The owners are going to want a salary cap. The players aren't going to want a salary cap. You know, Rob Manfred already made his little tour trying to convince the players to like accept a salary cap. Didn't work. Shouldn't work. The players are smart. They wouldn't work. And you also have to remember, Rob Manfred works for the owners. Like these commissioners, they work for the owners. Their job is, I need to make the owners money. That is how I keep my job. They don't give a fuck about the players. They don't care about the product. The NBA has a very incredibly pointless in-season tournament that no one asked for, no one gives a fuck about, nobody cares about, like no one. They did it because they could sell sponsorship to it because it would make the owners more money. So Rob Manfred already tried his best to go around and convince the players to like get used to the idea of a salary cap so they would fold. And now it's just a matter of like if they die on the hill or not. Because if they're dug in on it, we could be here for a while in terms of like no season. And that would suck, obviously. We had that strike in 94. Well, was it a strike? Was it a lockout? It doesn't matter. Whatever it was. But I think Rob Manfred is the worst commissioner in all of sports. Like, I don't think it's even close. I think the guy is absolutely clueless. And you've had all this labor peace for this long, 32 years, and it's about to end because quite frankly, because you've allowed owners to come in that don't care about winning. And look, you have to remember in baseball, it's all sports. These guys, they don't accidentally own a team. They do it because they're savvy business people. So of course they care about making money. What they fail to realize is that if you win, you're going to make a lot of money. No, they're just they go like, well, oh, they're hitting Devontae Smith on that crossing pattern a lot this game. They're using the Giants secondary with that. Um, you fail to realize that revenue for your team goes up tremendously if you win. But you have too many owners that are like, I don't feel like paying this guy $100 million, even though he's going to help me win more, and I'm going to make that money back. No, I'm not going to pay that money. I'll just sit back and I'll collect the revenue sharing check, and I'll just cry poor. They have too many of those. There's a Netflix documentary out right now about the Expos, like who killed the Expos. I actually tweeted this out. I'm 6 minutes in. I can tell you who killed the Expos. They were last in attendance for like the past decade. But and Major League Baseball allowed Jeffrey Loria to own two teams, and he put two teams into the ground. Jeffrey Loria never gave one fuck about winning, the Expos or the Marlins. And Major League Baseball allowed him to handle two teams. Like there's an issue there. And this isn't just baseball; it's all sports. Like there's just too many guys that just don't care. Did he catch that? I'd be shocked if he caught that in bounds. No, it'll be what, 3rd and 4? I mean, it's just there's too many owners that go winning is nice. So yeah, you know what, Philly champ? I've been meaning to do a TikTok calling out Pablo Torre, and I usually don't like doing first of all, I don't like doing sports TikToks, and I don't like doing negative ones. But I've been meaning to make a TikTok for a couple weeks now, calling him out because he has David Sampson on his program, and David Sampson does not deserve a platform at all. He is a nepo baby who was a snake oil salesman who sold great catch by Smitty. Great catch for the first down. And you just look at the backstory of the Marlins Stadium and how they sold that. It's just, oh. It shouldn't be salary cap. Not all teams that have large salaries. Yeah, no, and you're right. And legit, that's what I think goes under the radar is the Dodgers winning last year. They were the first team to win a World Series that had the best record in baseball in a decade. It doesn't always equate because baseball is that sport where you just run into a hot team and boom. The Phillies are a good example of that shit. I don't necessarily think I feel bad for Montreal. My tweet was something to the effect of I'm 6 minutes in and I can already tell that we're going to do revisionist history and try to make Montreal to be this baseball hotbed, and it wasn't. Are there people there that cared about the Expos? Sure, absolutely. I think we do this too much where we go, oh, the attendance is bad because the team, it wasn't because nobody cared about baseball. It was, attendance is bad because of the stadium. Let's make this perfectly clear. If the team is good, they could be playing in downtown Baghdad and people would go see them. I mean, the Eagles were a horrendously bad team, the Eagles were a great team in a horrendously bad stadium in the Vet, and it was sold out every game. No one cares. It's the stadium is nice. It's a nice added addition. It's cool, and it can be a point of pride. But the bigger point of pride is the team. So the documentary making it out to be attendance was down because Olympic Park was falling apart. Well, yeah, okay, sure, it was, and you need a new stadium, and I get all that. But people weren't going to the games because your team is trash. That's it. You made bad choices. And when you're dead last in attendance, I mean, there's an easy fix. You don't trade Cliff Lee and Brandon Phillips and Grady Moore for Bartolo Colon. Oh my God, is he to catch that? Fuck. 3rd and 11. You don't, give up young Carl Pavano. You don't let all those guys walk. It's just Anaheim Angels is a great, yeah. It's a tremendous. tremendous example. Like it just seems like everybody they sign, right? Like Josh Hamilton, Pujols was cooked, obviously Rendon. How's my dating love life? Thank you so much for asking. I do appreciate it. Yeah, not great. Um, I did ask somebody. I slid in her DMs the other day, and when I slid in, I was like, "There's no shot." 3rd and 11, by the way. On like the 41. He got hit when he threw. Oh, there's a flag on the play. Great. I slid in her DMs, and we had talked before, but I was like, "There's no way that she's going to say yes." She was like, "Oh yeah, I could be down for that." So like, I guess there's some hope there. But that wouldn't be till November. But no, I texted a friend. I texted a friend today about this. There was a girl I matched with on Bumble. Yeah, I mean they're trying to stop Darius Cooper. Like that's understandable. Yeah, you can't stop Darius Cooper. You have to hold him. Have to. First down birds. There was a girl that I matched with on Bumble that I was like in love with. I had built a life with this girl. I mean, she like looks wise was just build a perfect Pats type girl. It was her. Match on Bumble. Time runs out. She doesn't respond. Send her a message on Hinge like maybe a couple months later. Doesn't respond. And she had looked at my profile yesterday or today, and I was like, why are we doing this? Why are you looking? I built a life with you, and I'd accepted the fact that we weren't going to be together, and then here you are again, Emily, that was your name. You know, I would have bought her coffee. I would have bought her coffee so hard. And now she comes back. She comes back into my life when I had accepted the fact that we were never going to be a thing, and we're not. We're never going to be a thing. She's not interested, but it just hurt. I had moved on, Emily, and here you are coming back, knocking on the door. Hey, Emily here. That hurt. Um, but yeah, I've been really busy this week, so I haven't had really a lot of time to look at all the matches I don't have. Let's give the ball to Will Shipley and do nothing with it. So it'll be 3rd and 15. But thanks for asking about my failed dating life. It's tough. Um, what did I miss? Discussing injury. Yeah, it was nasty. Like really nasty. If you haven't seen the Scatterbo injury, don't watch it. It's gross. Um, the Supersonics. Yeah, I'm surprised, buddy, that they haven't put a team in Seattle for the NBA. Like truly surprised. Um, I don't know. I mean, Trout might be cooked at this point. He's so injured. But then you hear about like I think it was like Kikuchi was talking about the facilities, about how like there's no air conditioning in the facilities. Like they're not as serious. I always talk about the scene from the movie or the show Succession when the dad looks at all the kids. He's like, "I love you guys, but you're not serious people." Like that ownership is not serious. Marty Moreno, not serious owner. 4th and 6, so the field goal unit will come out. Jalen Hurts just got injured. Um, no, he looks fine. Castellanos to Tampa. I think Castellanos is going to actually end up being on the Marlins. I don't think people forget, but like it's worth mentioning. He almost signed with the Marlins the first time. He's from Miami. I'm sure he'd like to go back. That's where Liam lives year round with his mom. That's where his family is. So I'm sure he'd like to go back and live in Miami. And I think that that's a team that they're young. The Phillies are probably gonna have to eat a lot of that money just to get rid of him. So they wouldn't be paying all of it, and they'd have a veteran on the team. But that's just a guess. Um, Philly is the worst for dating. It's just the fact that like why did she have to view? I was in love. I'd fallen in love with this girl on my phone screen. And in 24 hours she doesn't respond, you know? And then she comes back into my life. And the sad part is she could DM me right now and I'd be like, let's go get coffee. Because again, she was a 12 out of 10. But yeah. Um, other than that, uh, not much. No hope. Every day I sign on a Hinge, I have the same amount. It's like I can get matches, I can't get them to respond at all. So it's yeah, dating's great. It's a blast. It's like the idea of just going out and like I can't. It's amazing. It's not a good sign for me when the price of coffee has skyrocketed. Like I mean, if you look at the price of coffee, it's up like 70%. It's so crazy. And I can't even convince a girl to be like, you know what? I'll spend 37 minutes with this guy because it saves me $8 on a latte. Sure. That's not a good look for me. And that's usually how I feel. I'm like, hey, like, are you free anywhere from 37 to 52 minutes to hang out and get coffee? And then that's when like, it either dies or they unmatch completely. But I have to text somebody that I matched with back in June. She's free next week. We've never gotten together, but I'm not giving up. I'm stubborn. And then every once in a while, she'll just like text me back, but we've never gotten together. I could keep going on about my failed dating life. It's it's like I feel like it's probably like everybody else's. Like the matches you get, you're not really interested in. The matches you want, they're not interested in you. Yeah. Everybody on my YouTube stream, I'm probably gonna have to end it because my computer is about to die. It's at 6%. So 6%. So I'm gonna keep going until it's cooked, and then when it's cooked, it's cooked. I left my charger in the car. So I apologize that the YouTube stream will be out. And for those on TikTok, if you don't know, if you could click the link in my bio and go to my YouTube channel and just hit subscribe. I'm not asking you to watch anything, just hit subscribe. Um, I think Vegas is a locked in expansion team, buddy. Like I mean, Vegas is gonna get